I've got a 3D view here that shows you what this is supposed to look like when it's done, and I'm going to go over a few things. Some of the things I think you should know how to do after watching some of the previous videos, and some of the things we're gonna just going to enlighten you to make sure you understand how to do it. So once I got the second floor established, one of the things I did to make it easier to look at is I turned off all underlays. So this is what we were looking at before, and this gets confusing. So I just wanted to see the second floor wall, so I just turned off that underlay, setting it to none. What I created here is just an interior partition using the dimensions provided from the handout, and we've got a little bathroom, and this is going to become a walk-in closet. The two windows that we have up front here are the 24 by 48 according to the plans, and then I've got two double hung 36 by 48 windows here. I've set all of the windows to 6'8" height. I may adjust that. This is the second floor, remember, so we don't have to align the tops of the windows with any doors on the exterior side. So we could make those windows be at a height based on their sill height rather than the head height. So we may make adjustments to that, say the 2'8". If I decided I think I might want to have all of my windows have the same sill height on the second floor, I could select all of them like so and change that sill height to, for instance, 2 feet 4 inches. And what that might do is give us a little bit more room above the windows. Let's take a look at the 3D view for some trim, which I think I might like better. Okay. Now, all of the the walls that I put inside of there, they came in looking like this. Let me go back to that 3D section, and I'm just going to take one of the walls and detach it. Now, for some reason, they came in with only an unattached height of 1 foot something. I'm not exactly sure why that happened, but nevertheless, we would want to attach these walls to our roof. So you'd select the wall in question, hit Attach Top Base, and then just click on the roof. And I was able to do that and figure out which roof I wanted the walls to attach to in most situations and scenarios. But here's one problem right here, and this is, remember what I said, you first try attaching, and then if attaching doesn't work, you may have to edit the profile. Now, before I edit the profile of this, however, I may want to make some decisions about a ceiling in this space. I don't know if I necessarily want to have all these rafters exposed in this particular space. I'm thinking I might want to see a ceiling come across somewhere here at a reasonable height, and then have that be part of my space profile. So I'm going to go to the that second floor view, and we're going to be putting in a ceiling, and I want that ceiling to be at a 7'2", 7'4" height, somewhere around there. So I said second floor, but you know what I actually want to do first is go to the section view, and I want to see where 7 feet 2 inches would be. So I'm going to create a model line temporarily, and what a model line does, let's do a pick a plane. Let's pick this surface back here. It's going to let me pick that. There we go. And I just want to draw that line in there so that I can just see what 7 feet is going to look like. So I want to find out how far that is from our second floor. That's at 8 feet. If I change that to 7'2", where does that put that wall? That's probably about where we want it. So I think I want to put a ceiling in this space, and then this will all become attic. So what that does is shows me here where that ceiling's going to hit the roof. I'm going to take a quick dimension, see if I can dimension it from the outside face of stud to the center, or to that intersection. We'll see if it's going to let me do that. Nope, it's not going to let me do it that way. So I'm just going to have to eyeball that. Really what I want is the ceiling to overlap that rafter rather just a little bit, and then once we join them it's going to look appropriate. So I've decided I want that to be at 7 feet 2 inches, so I'm going to go in and create a ceiling at 7 feet 2 inches on the second floor. So here's our second floor. I'm going to create a ceiling, and I want this gypsum wall board on 2x6, the same one we created earlier, and I'm going to use the sketching tool to create that ceiling. So I want to sketch the ceiling in this space right here using the walls that I have. I want the ceiling to go along on these walls for now. Let's try that. And do I want to close that off here? I think I do. And we'll see what that looks like, and I'll make adjustments and decide if I want that to appear that way. Actually, I want the ceiling to go along this edge right here, don't I? So let's add another wall there. I mean a ceiling line here and here, and we'll just fix that. Okay, that's it. I think that's what I want, but I don't want this to go to the outside face of siding rather. I want this to go to the outside face of stud all the way around. Otherwise, we're going to see this ceiling sticking out beyond the rafters, and we don't want that. This probably isn't in the right spot right now, but that's all right. We'll figure it out and put it in the right spot once we have a chance to take a look at it in the 3D view. So I'm going to hit the checkbox and accept that ceiling. Let me see, and I want to put that at 7 feet 2 inches from the second floor, and then I want to see what it's going to look like. So I'm just going to push that section over into that area, double click on that, and now we're inside that space. I'm realizing now that I've got that gypsum wall board added to the bottom of the ceiling, so where I should put that is at 7 feet 1 1/4 inches, and then that should now be matching up with the top of my wall. So let's see what happens if we take that wall. There's that wall, and we detach it. It's already detached, perfect. So that wall wants to be 7 feet 2 inches as well. So then we got this connection. Maybe I do want that at 7 foot 2. Sometimes you got to work these things out until they fit. See, that's not right. So you know what I'm going to use? I'm going to use a line. I want to align the top of this wall here with that part of the ceiling joist, not the bottom of the gyp, but the bottom of the ceiling joist. That's perfect. Now when we join these two elements together, see what happens. Whoops. Let's try that again. Join. That's what we want to see. And this is okay. We can also join this ceiling with this roof, and then that shows that overlapping. And we can also join this roof with this wall and see that overlapping. Did that work? There we go. Now that didn't join the way I wanted. I want to see the roof here. So you have these switch join order. I'm going to try that between these two things. And I think that might be right. Yes. Okay. Yes, that is right. Okay. Next, this is too long. So I need to bring that back. Let's find out. I'm going to guess. Would love to do a spot dimension. Let's see if I can do a linear dimension from there to there. Nope. Well, let's draw a detail line. Just going to draw a model line right there. Yeah, it's not going to let me see it. All right, so I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess that it goes back about 6 inches, um, and make that adjustment. So if I select that ceiling, edit boundary, it's going to give me an option to tell me where I can edit it in. I'm going to go to second floor, and I want to move that ceiling line over maybe to about here. Let's see what that looks like. That's fine. So we'll hit join again, join that rafter with this, and that's about what it should look like, right? And then this wall then becomes detached, and I want to take that wall, there it is way down here, remember it, and I want that to be at 7 feet 2 inches. And then everything else I think is where, oh, this wall should also be detached. And let's put the height at, well, there it is, 7 feet 2. Okay, so that's what I wanted to give you a heads up on. So let's take a look at the model and see if things are going the way that we'd like, and they are. Now this does need to fill into that space, because if we look at this from the other side, I need that section of ceiling to be there, unless I decide to have this ceiling go all the way across at that collar tie height. And in which case, what I would do then is go back to that second floor and, well, let's go back to this section and then highlight the ceiling and then go to second floor. And I basically want to take this and have that go all the way across like that. I think that's about what I want too. All right, so I'm going to hit the checkbox and see if that does what we want. Didn't really make any changes there. We go to that 3D view. So this needs an adjustment right here. So I'll adjust that, move that back, it looks like. So we go to the, well, select it first. Edit boundary. And let me just nudge it over. I like it. That works. Now we're going to have a problem here where we have some exterior wall showing. So I'm going to actually select that wall and attach the base to this roof. And that way we can create on the inside here a inside partition that will fill in that space right there. So you see what I did was selected it, chose attach top base, and chose base instead of top and attached it. Okay, so let's go back to our second floor, and we're going to see part of that wall there. That's okay. I'm going to grab architectural tool walls, and we're using a partition wall this time. And instead of wall center line, I want to go to finish face exterior and go in a clockwise direction towards this wall. And I think I'm probably going to have to look at that in profile. So I'm going to flip this section, flipping that section and moving it just where I need it, which is right about here. I think I'm going to be able to see that wall beyond in my section, and I can edit it. So there's that wall. I'm going to bring it up like that, and I'm going to edit that wall so it fills in the proper boundary. Looks like I got another wall here that, oh no, that's the bathtub. All right, so now I'm going to edit the profile of that wall, and we'll use that draw pick lines tool, and I want to go to the bottom edge of this, and I think that's it. And then I've got to make that one closed loop shape and get rid of these other lines. That should solve our problem right there. Let's look at our 3D view and see. That looks pretty good. This can actually be trimmed to here, can't it? So I'm going to edit the profile again and also pick the ceiling and trim those and then hit the checkbox. I don't think that was an important warning. I'm not going to worry about it. So the last thing I need to do here is still edit this profile in here for this wall. So I want to select it, edit profile, and oh, let's try that again. So first of all, I want to detach. Then I want to take that wall and expand it so I can see the full profile. Then I want to edit the profile. And I want to select this line and lock it, this line and lock it, and that line. And then we can put all that together. I just realized I made an error there. I don't want this one, do I? No. So that's the shape I believe I'm looking for, that triangular kind of trapezoid shape. Hit the checkbox. And that's fine, I think. Oh, I guess I don't need that up there, do I? So let's edit that boundary one more time. And close that shape. Got to think about these things sometimes. Okay, so there is our attic space right there. That's all the space that we have above that collar tie kind of ceiling area. And we have our loft space defined, but we can't get up there yet. We got to make some stairs to the second floor. So take a look at the next video for that.